dudes, I'm Hilah, and today on Hilah Cooking we're making a beautiful but simple apple cake recipe. This is perfect for Thanksgiving or fall. We're gonna do a cinnamon cream cheese frosting on top and decorate it with some cute little marzipan fruits. And then the coolest part about this cake is that the apple filling is actually baked into the cake, so it's perfect for lazy bakers like me and you. So we're gonna start by making our apple filling, and I'm gonna grate this apple on a big hold of a grater. So you want about a cup of apple, and I'm using a Granny Smith because they're nice and tart. Getting apple juice all over my shirt. What an idiot. Nice shot. Okay, then we'll put all of this into a bowl. We're gonna add some powdered sugar. I'm gonna use a 1/4 cup because I prefer desserts not to be like super crazy sweet, but you can use up to 1/2 cup if you want a sweeter cake. And then some sliced almonds, and then a whole shitload of cinnamon, like a tablespoon. And this cake is a variation on a German cake called a Blitzkuchen. It's a very interesting mixing method that's different from most cakes you'll see. So this will you just set it aside, and the sugar and the cinnamon will draw some of the liquid out of the apples, and it'll be delicious. We can start on the cake. So I've already got my flour and my sugar in this mixing bowl. I'm gonna add my spices, and that is cinnamon, nutmeg, ginger, allspice, and then also some salt and baking powder. And we just want to get this mixed up together first. Low speed. And then I'm going to add some wet ingredients. So that I've got some milk. I'm going to add a little vanilla extract and a couple of eggs. And I like to just put them all in the same container. Don't need to beat the eggs. It is helpful. You'll get a much better result if all of your ingredients are at room temperature. So leave your eggs and your milk out for about an hour, as well as the butter. Over here, low speed again, we're gonna add this liquid and then increase it to medium and let it go for about a minute. You don't need a stand mixer to do this. You can do it with a regular hand mixer. It is pretty hard to do it by hand. Honestly, I've never tried to do it by hand. I think it would be pretty difficult, so try to get some electricity involved if possible. So we'll just let this go until it's really nice and smooth. I'm gonna turn the heat up a little bit to medium and just let it mix for about 1 minute. So once it's really nice and smooth, we can add the butter. This butter is super soft, you can see, and I'm just gonna add it by the tablespoon or 2 tablespoon little chunks here. It's actually pretty amazing how this cake comes together. You'll see at the end how nice and fluffy it is. It's got all the very soft butter in there. We're gonna let it go for about 30 seconds, and then I'll scrape down the sides. You can see this batter is already getting lighter in color and like creamier looking with that butter. Put it back medium speed and let it go for 2 minutes. All right, 2 minutes later, this is what we're looking at. You can see it's gotten even lighter and fluffier. Then we can divide it up between our 2 pans. So I'm using 2 round pans here. If you have parchment paper, that really does help a lot to line the bottoms. I just happened to run out today, so I've greased them well and then floured them very well also to prevent sticking. So we would just want to divide it as evenly as you can between the 2 cake pans. And you'll have to just kind of spread it out. If you wanted to do an even simpler cake, you could just bake it in a greased and floured 9 by 13 inch pan and put the apple topping on it and not even worry about icing it. But I'm trying to make it a little festive for the holidays. Mine did not come out all that even. One of them is significantly smaller than the other, but it's gonna be okay. If yours happens to be like that too, then you just wanna spread all of your filling on the thicker cake. That works better than spreading it on the thinner one. If yours are the same size, then kudos to you and just pick a cake. And go ahead and put all that sweet, sweet apple juice on there too. Okay, so then we'll just put these in the oven for 350 for 15 to 20 minutes until a toothpick inserted in the middle comes out clean. So while our cake bakes, we can make the cream cheese cinnamon icing. So in my mixing bowl, I've got soft butter and cold cream cheese. That's a little tip for making cream cheese frosting. And we want to cream this together until it's nice and smooth. I'm going to add a little bit of vanilla extract. Okay, so once the cream cheese and butter is mixed up good and smooth together, or pretty together, we can add a little cinnamon, or a lot, woo! And then we can start sifting in some powdered sugar. And the amount of powdered sugar that you add depends on how sweet you want your frosting. You could add anywhere from 1.5 cups to 3 cups. I like to sort of add it by the 1/2 cup portion and sift it. And then just when that starts to come together, add another 1/2 cup and keep doing that until your icing looks like a good consistency to you. So then once your frosting is nice and thick and spreadable like that, and or you have run out of powdered sugar like me, then it's ready to go. So we'll just leave it here at room temperature while our cakes finish cooking. When the cakes come out of the oven, we'll let them cool in the pan for 10 minutes and then flip them out and let them cool completely on racks before we ice them. Okay, once your cakes have cooled completely, it'll take about an hour. You want to put your apple layer on the bottom, and we're going to top it with our plain layer, and voila, apple filling right in the cake. You don't have to do anything special. I love it. So then we'll put a little coat of our icing on it. Put a big blob in the middle and then spread it out. Kind of a thin layer at first on the top and the sides. And that's called your crumb coat. And that helps prevent you from getting a bunch of crumbs all in the top layer of the frosting. Good, so once you've got a nice thin layer on the whole cake, you can go back over that and put on the rest of your icing. And y'all know I'm not a big cake decorator, but if you just take a knife, try to smooth it out in concentric circles to make it look a little bit better, maybe. But don't spend too much time on it, because I also have some super adorable little marzipan fruits that I made. I did another video about how to make these, so check that out if you want to see how to make some little marzipan. We got pears and some oranges and some little apples, and they're super cute. Marzipan is an almond paste, so they're completely edible. I like to just sort of pile up a few in the middle. It's like kind of like a cornucopia kind of thing happening here. Throw a couple around the side. So there we go. There's a gorgeous apple cake, and it really, I mean, you could be done with this, less than an hour and a half, and that includes letting it cool and everything. So we'll cut it open, and I'll show you what that pretty apple filling looks like. See? Like, you would never know that that apple filling wasn't like a separate thing that you baked in a pan and did all this special shit with. Super easy. So, oh gosh, look how beautiful. So check out the marzipan fruits recipe if you want to. And then I also did a cranberry walnut bread last Thanksgiving that would be another baked good that's full of fall festivity flavors. But I'm gonna eat some cake. The apple filling gets all sticky and sugary. This is delicious. This is one of my favorite cakes of all time. And so easy and so fast. there you go. This apple cake recipe is available on hilahcooking.com in printable format, and as are all of my recipes. Thank you so much for watching. Please don't forget to subscribe if you haven't already. Hope everyone that celebrates Thanksgiving has a great Thanksgiving with lots of things to give thanks for. Thank you for watching. Okay, bye.